Primary school, oh, I love primary school. It was probably, I really enjoyed it. There's, I don't know, a lot of fun. I had a lot of friends there. Never really did homeworks now, outside of school. I just didn't see the point in homeworks. Grew good bonds with teachers and stuff that I still, sort of speak to now. I had a good wee class. I had some from my primary school, in my class and stuff. I had a good form teacher. She looked out for me. When you come into your first year, you actually want to sort of perform, and you want to, do the most that you can. You want to try and learn. Then in the second year, it was sort of the same, but then I started to have a wee bit of struggles. Like I got bullied for a wee bit of time in school. It's not enjoyable. Nobody wants to be bullied. But when I went to teachers, they didn't do much about it. I suppose they try their best and do what they can, within the school, and their rules and stuff. But I suppose it never really worked for me.
So what happens then, year 10 onwards? What's that experience
Where I
like?
sort of got fed up with school by that point then. I just thought, like, in classes, I'm still doing the same stuff, I'm still trying, I'm still doing work. I'm also getting bored of it too. It just feels like you're doing the same stuff and, it tires you out. So yeah, the attendance sort of dropped off in that sort of way.
Okay. It sounds like there was a lot of motivation there in you though, like you wanted to be in school, like you felt like there was a lot of missed learning, that you didn't want to miss out on all of that.
Yeah, as much as I don't like it, it's something that needs to be done. But it was just, I don't know, just get too tired of it. I just didn't really get on with a lot of teachers in that school either.
Any teachers in this school that you had a really good relationship with?
A good couple. Like, don't get me wrong, there are still a lot of good ones in there, but there's also the bad. I done well in school in my fourth year. I actually passed every single GCSE.
Well done.
But that's when fifth year come in, and I just know it wasn't for me then. I just sort of had this sort of mindset that, I just can't be bothered. Like, I'll try, but not to mention as well, I just stopped going to school. My attendance dropped significantly. I think I ended up with under 50%. Teachers started to sort of, start breathing down my neck, pressuring me to, get the work done and come in a lot more, but I just couldn't find the motivation for it. There was a class I took for GCSEs. I really wanted to pass it because there was a route that I wanted to go down, in my life. But we had two separate classes for that sort of course, so two different teachers. But my teacher, was a wee bit different in how she operated. Like, she would give us so much more work to do compared to the other class. Thought it was a wee bit unfair, so I just put the foot down and says, I'm not doing the work.
What was the reaction to that then from the staff?
Sort of like, they didn't care, really, because at the end of the day, the way they looked at it, I was just a child, and what do I know? But like, I wasn't going to come in and, please somebody who isn't going to, give that same sort of treatment to me, no matter what I wanted to do with my career. But as well as that, I sort of started to think that getting your GCSEs and stuff like that, and coming in and spending all this time into school and stuff to maybe even not pass, it's just not worth it. The teachers, in there, and the staff, that's what they're so focused on, is on you, coming in and doing this, doing that, but they're not really focused on you as a person. I never got my Maths in English. I got my ICT and carpentry. I just want to show everybody that you don't have to, get all your qualifications or, do what everyone's trying to tell you to do to, be happy and succeed. And I think I actually proved that. I'm out of school 2 years now, maybe more. And, you know, I'm doing very, very well for myself. I've got a good job, you know, I make good money, and I'm just enjoying life.